Hey everybody, this is the KCD Office Hours, not to be confused with the MCP cohort office hours, which will be happening tomorrow. So if you are currently going through the cohort for Master MCP, that is happening tomorrow, and I will answer all of your questions about that tomorrow. This is my regular office hours that I do every week for the public, for everybody who is interested in learning and asking questions or whatever. You can join the Zoom call, you can ask questions in the Discord, and I will do my very best to answer. And I've got a couple questions all queued up. Feel free to toss some more questions my way as we go through this. So I forgot to make sure that the camera is set. Let me fix that now. There we go. Okay. So let me, there's nobody in the Zoom call right now. That's where I give priority is to folks in the Zoom. Yeah, let's take a look at what we've got in our Discord. So I feel like this may be a little bit bright. Let's just tone that down just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So let's see where we left off. It's been actually a while since I have run office hours just because things going on. Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, what are we talking about? My office? What's going on? Yeah, okay, so I answered all these. Or did I? Hold on. I don't know that I've answered these. So, no, answering this now. Okay, good. Let's see if I can answer this. All right. Awesome. Fixed. Okay. Great. Then I'm just going to let that be what it is. We're going to not worry about that. Looks like they got their answer. Yeah. Okay. I think we kind of addressed that as well. Separate workshop for auth. Yeah, I think I answered this. Yeah, you'll get it to do. Yep. There's that. Okay, great. I knew I had some. Sorry, it's just been a little while. Yeah. Just following up on the PR I opened. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's talk about the bcrypt thing. So here we go. Answering this now. Now. There we go. So if we go to Epic Stack, sorry, I just realized it's kind of quiet. I like just like some nice background music going on during my streams. It just feels a little less lonely, I think. So coming over here, I'm not hearing any music. What's going on? I think it's coming through, like it's showing that it's coming through for you all. Let's just skip to the next one and see if we can hear anything. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I need to fix this. Sorry. It's a little distracted. Yeah, okay, there we go. That's coming through for me now. Okay, so we have a pull request here. It is about using script instead of bcrypt. Nice thing about script is that it's actually something that you can do without too much trouble. You have to generate a key, but yeah, you can pretty much do this without a dependency. The difference here is that, well, first of all, it's going to take a migration because the passwords are going to have to change. And that migration could just last forever. So that's one reason that I'm hesitant to do this. Though, like, part of the, like, there's no SLA or real terms of service for people using the Epic Stack .dev. So we technically do have user data in here, but it's not like the data in here is all that important. Man, I don't know what's going on. Why is this so slow? Should probably look at that. We're using really small memory and CPU and stuff, but that's still like way slow. Now it's fast. I don't know what that was. A little hiccup. We'll call that a hiccup. Anyway, yeah, so there's stuff in here. It's not really important to keep around. So I could delete all this and stuff. So it's not so much a problem of the migration for the Epic stack. But the other thing is it just changes the way that we like what's the word like bcrypt adds memory CPU pressure, and script adds memory pressure or something like that. That's how it works. Is that right? Let me make sure that memory. Yeah, so the problem is we already use a lot of memory on out of this box. We barely fit within the memory that Fly offers. Here, let me grab this. Fly.io Epic stack. Okay, I'm gonna just have to search for that. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just pull this up. Epic stack template. Here it is. Okay, I don't think you're going to see anything that you shouldn't. But yeah, so we're using 256 megs of memory, 1x shared CPU. Man, our root FS size is almost a gig. It feels like a lot. But if we look at our, where's our Firecracker metrics? Oh, that looks different than it usually does. They changed this just a little bit. Oh, where's the link to watch public office hours? Good question. Let's go to office hours here. And I need to put the kcd.im live. That will send us to the live stream. What? Live? Huh. We are live, right? Okay, that's weird.
Let's go to
Yeah.
office hours here.
Oh, it's unlisted. Yikes. This should be public. Save. There we go. I should be live on X as well. Yeah, there I am. Okay, cool. And Twitch. Though, Twitch has some crazy moderation stuff going on. That's weird. Am I doing this private on Twitch as well? That would be unexpected. Huh. I don't know how to undo that, but I don't really care that much because Twitch has got the worst bots and stuff. Anyway, that should now get us a link. There we go. Okay, cool. So, anyway, Aditya, thank you for making this PR. I'm not sure that I'm going to merge it. I'm pretty happy with the way that bcrypt works, and I'm not convinced that script is enough of an improvement to change. So, I guess I should just respond with that here. Thanks so much for preparing this. I think that this is a perfectly reasonable thing to do, but I'm not convinced that this is so much better than what we have already to be worth making a change in the official stack. Feel free to add this to the examples though if you'd like. And let's go examples. Oh man, it's been a while since I've been there, I guess. Docs, examples. No, okay. Docs. Examples. There you are. Okay, we're gonna close that. Sorry. I always feel bad closing something that somebody worked hard on, and I'm like, especially if I like was iterating with them on stuff and then just come to decide, no, that we're just not going to go that way. Okay. Tried contacting you about a clean SVG I made. Oh, yeah, you posted that. Thank you. That's fun. And then this question. Okay, so this actually is a cohort question, but I think that this is good for the general office hours. Answering this now in office hours. Actually, we'll just put the YouTube link right here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I roll out updates and stuff. It's pretty neat. So let's just show what the experience looks like. I'm going to go to MCP UI so I don't mess up a workshop that people are actively working on right now. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. We're going to pretend that there was an update. And so if I come here, we'll go, let's see, checkout, detached. There we go. So now, here, actually, let's get reset hard. Head up one commit. Okay, so now as far as my local machine knows, I'm on the latest. So let's say I'm saying, here, there we go. I say, okay, let's start this project. All right, sweet. Everything is starting up. Oh, cool. There are updates available. I can press the U key, and I can also get a diff. Here, let's take a look at the diff. Okay, great. There was we just updated the workshop app. That makes sense. Do that a lot. So I can dismiss this notification by pressing the D key, and that will not notify me of this commit. And then if there's another update, then I'll get another notice. Or I can press the U key. What that does is it first goes and checks to make sure that there are updates. Then it pulls the changes, so it does a git pull. It reinstalls dependencies, and then it reruns the setup script. Every workshop has its own setup script because some are going to be different than others. And so this one warms the database, sets the problem app, and yeah, that's all that this one does. So yeah, oh, and as part of reinstalling dependencies, so it installs dependencies in here, but we have a post install that installs dependencies in the Epic Shop directory. The Epic Shop directory is where all of the workshop stuff resides. So that's where our the Epic Workshop CLI, the app, and utils all lives in here. And so we're going to install updates to both of those. Then this is also going to clean up empty exercise directories, which sometimes as you're, like if I make it an update, I might rename this to something else. And so we want to get rid of the old stuff that is no longer there. There could be like built files and stuff like that in the old directory. So we just delete all of those. I need to work on that because this takes way longer than it should. So I got to figure out why that's taking so long. Man, yeah, this is way bad. I definitely got to fix that. Look into what the heck it's doing right now. But we are going to wait because you need to see the very end of the whole thing. Man, I got to fix that right now. Goodness gracious. That is so bad. Okay, git server. So we're going to look, actually I'll show you a little bit what it all is going on. Clean up empty exercise directories. So what it did is it runs find in exercises, directories, and then we're going to split those up. Now we've got them sorted. We're going to iterate through each one of these, and we're going to see whether that directory contains any files that are tracked or untracked. So if it contains any files at all, and then we're going to filter. Yeah, I think that might be the problem. Yeah, what I should do is delete untracked files in the exercises directory. That's what I should do. We're going to change this logic a little bit in the cleanup. We want to remove untracked files. What's going on? Why is this going so slow? Have I got a slow internet connection? We want to remove all untracked directories within the exercises directory. Is that really what I want to do? There's some things, so there are some files. Yeah, see, look at all that. See, it's like deleting. Basically, what I need is, if a directory only includes untracked stuff, then we should delete it. That's what we need to do. So if an exercises directory contains only untracked stuff, and we delete it. Because, no, that's fine. Those ones can stay. But like the built stuff, I think what I need to do is find the, okay, I'll deal with this later. Anyway, we need to make that way faster. It's way, way slow. And I think I know why. So I'll work on that. But anyway, when that's finished, the update is successful. We restart the app. We also have the sidecar app that you haven't experienced yet in the workshop cohort. And this is a new feature in the workshop app. This will be the first workshop on Monday where we've used this, and it's pretty cool. But anyway, then we start the app up again, and we're all set. And you can hit the O key, and it'll pop open, and you're using the latest version. So the actual code of how all of that works comes in to play in here. If we go to the CLI, you'll notice, actually we noticed in here, in Epic Shop, if you look at the package.json, there's a difference between the CLI and the app. And that's very intentional because the app is the thing that's outputting this stuff right here. Let's Get Learning. That's coming from the app, the workshop app. The CLI is outputting this stuff right here. And so what the CLI does, if we look at the start script, when you run start, first it's going to run some migrations. Then it kicks off warming up the cache so that we can try to load as fast as possible. And then we bring in start and we say, hey, I want to start this. You can control a couple of things in here. If we go to the start script, then a couple things happen, but the most important thing is right, let's see, where are we spawning this thing? Child command. There we go. So we spawn the child. So this spawn coming from the CLI is the thing that's actually running the workshop app. So that's running node start inside the workshop app. That start script is right here. And this is going to actually start the server. So right here, when we're in production, which is when you're running it, it's going to run the dist server index. And this file is the actual server. And so because the workshop app and the CLI are separate, when I've detected that there's a change upstream, actually I'll show you how I do that too. So coming into start again, check and display updates. So that happens after we spawn the child. So we say, hey, welcome to the workshop, spawn the child. That starts up the underlying server. And then we check and display updates. And then we also are going to output those supported keys telling you can hit O to open the workshop and yada, yada, yada. So check and display updates is going to import check for updates cached in get server. as well as mute notifications from the DB server. So get.server has check for updates cached right here. So what this does is, oh, whoops, that's not what I want. Check for updates. First we get the workshop root, and then we double check that we have a connection to the internet, which I just updated. This is actually really cool. So I tried to hit any of these three, whichever one responds first, then I know that you're connected to the internet. They all respond within 100 milliseconds, so they're all very, very fast. That's very important to me that, like, I am checking that you're online, and like there are node things that you can do to check whether your network interface is working, whatever, but it doesn't actually check whether you can connect to external resources on the internet. And so I make sure that you are connected to the internet. If you're not, then I won't bother trying to check for updates. And then I determine, are you in a Git repo? If you're not, then like you can't have updates. And then we grab your remote. If you don't have a remote, then you can't have updates. And then we get the current branch, the local commit, and fetch everything so we can get the remote commit on that branch. And then, although it occurs to me, you could possibly not call your remote origin. So maybe you need to figure out how to do that. I like this works pretty well, so we'll probably stick with that. But yeah, then we get a revision list, so all of the changes between the local commit and the remote commit, and we determine if we're behind. If we are behind, then there are updates available, and so then we give the local and remote commit, and then a diff link, which is that part that says here's the diff if you want to look at that. And so we get the remote URL, and yeah, and then we give you a diff link for that, which is kind of cool. So that is how we check for updates. And then let's see. Yeah, so when you say, hey, I want to actually, or yeah, let's do the mute thing first. So if you press the D key, let's see, mute. Here we go. So if you press the D key, you're saying, hey, I don't want to update or be notified of this update. I want to skip this update or whatever. Then we're going to make sure that there are updates, and we're going to get that remote commit. We're going to create the update notification ID, that's update repo with the remote commit, and we'll mute that notification. What that does is it reads the database, and your database is going to have some muted notifications. So let's see, where's the data schema? Right here. You got a bunch of stuff in your database, and one of those things is muted notifications. And this is not just updates, but like sometimes I will add a notification to let all the workshop learners know of new features in the workshop app and stuff, and you can mute those. So that, we're just piggybacking off of that functionality. Now let's say you don't want to mute the notification and you actually do want to update. So where's the U key? U. There we go. So when you press U, then we're going to do update and restart. So dive into that. If we're deployed, we can't do that. That should never happen. The deployed stuff, by the way, is like mcp UI.epicai.pro. And so you can see the deployed version of the apps and stuff, which is kind of neat. But yeah, in that deployed environment, it doesn't really make sense for that. My video has no description. What am I building? I'm doing office hours right now. It doesn't have any description. I know I added a description. Which is kind of neat. Yeah, there's a description. It's right there. Oh, it's not a very descriptive description, but if you go here, then you'll see I'm doing office hours right now. That's the scheduled thing. So it's also literally titled KCD Office Hours. So anyway, right now I'm just answering a question about how I do updates. If you want you should scrub back, watch what we've done so far. That's actually what I do during live streams anyway, is I'll like, the live stream starts, I'll pause it, I'll go do something, and then I'll come back and I'll scrub it all the way back to the beginning and make it run at 2 or 3x because I can't wait for people to talk slowly. Okay, anyway, so we're going to do the update and restart. First, we're going to double check that there are updates, and then we're going to, oh, actually, no, that happens in here. So we're going to go update local repo. So here, if we're deployed, then we're not going to do that. I check that all over the place, evidently. We're going to get the workshop root. We're going to double check for updates. If there are no updates, then we're going to say no updates available. If there are uncommitted changes, then we're going to stash those. So most of you as workshop learners should not be making any uncommitted changes unless you're contributing to the workshop, because all your work happens in the playground, which is get ignored. But just in case, we're going to stash those. Then we're going to do a poll from origin. We're going to reapply your stash changes and just hope that there aren't any conflicts, because if there are, at that point, you have to just deal with it yourself. And then we're going to reinstall dependencies. We'll clean up those empty exercise directories, which I need to fix to make that not so slow. And then oh yeah, so there is one feature in the workshop config. So that would be in package.json. We've got a bunch of config under workshop, and you can have a script in here called post update that will run. So, oh, you just updated, I need to run this special thing. And I don't think post update. Yeah, I don't have one. I'm sure that I've got some workshop where I do have one. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, if you do, I'm going to run that. And then we're going to, wait, no, post scripts, yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm not running the update. Hold on a second. Maybe this one needs to, fundamentals. Post update, no. Huh. I guess I don't run setup again by default. For a second there, I thought that I automatically run the setup. Oh, no. Oh, we've got post install. Whoops. Maybe this has a post install? No, it doesn't. No. Huh. That's interesting. I thought that we ran the custom setup automatically, but it looks like we don't do that by default. So you can make it do that by adding post update to the workshop config, which maybe I will do. And then, yeah, then we say we updated successfully. And after that is done, then, yeah, this is where things get kind of interesting. So then we say, okay, great, we're going to restart. We are going to kill the child. Then we're going to respawn the child and wait for the child to be ready, and then we return ready, and now we have done our update and restarted. We're ready. Oh yeah, I'll talk about what this is here in just a second. This one's pretty cool. Yeah, and then we're done. So the fun thing is if you use the drop-down notification thing, that is fun. So let's yeah, we gotta check out head again, run the dev server. Oh, and I guess that's already running somewhere else. Huh? Who's running that? Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, we'll do the fundamentals this time. Okay, so we're gonna open that, and you get this notification. So that's another situation. You get it in here, and you get it in here. You can dismiss it. That will mute it. You can hit the X, and it'll come back again. And you can also view the changes, and it's the same dealio there. And then you can click update, and this will trigger the update in progress, and then you can look at the output here. It does the exact same thing. The really tricky thing is how the app, which is currently running still, as things are being updated in the background, how this app knows when the update is finished and it can do a refresh. And this is one reason why I really need to make this faster, this cleaning up empty exercise directories, because, yeah, that's ridiculous. It should not be taking that long at all. So I've got to figure out what's going on there. But once that's finished, then this app is notified and it can trigger a refresh of itself and it'll get the latest. So how does that work? We have this do update and restart, which happens here. So the tricky thing is that the Workshop app and the CLI are running in separate processes, and there's not an easy way for the Workshop app to communicate to the parent process. Like, we could probably do some standard out sort of thing, but what I decided to do instead was the CLI actually starts its own HTTP server, and it communicates the port to the app. And so if I go to update repo. Yep, I think this is the one. Yeah, so this is the update toast. And we show this is all the code for the toast notification. Oh man, my wife is out on a walk with our son, and I'm just like wishing that I was out there with her. I need to work less. Okay, so yeah, we get that there are updates available. We throw it up, and where's the on action? When we click update, then we're gonna dismiss this toast. We're gonna send a new toast for progress is happening, and then we've got this Epic Shop parent port and Epic Shop parent token. So we use those to make a fetch request to localhost at that port with that token, because we don't want the token is important. Just trust me. Go ask an AI why you should have the token. But basically, you could have a malicious website make this request. If you didn't have the token, then they could restart your app, which maybe that's not a problem, but anytime you open up something that can be accessible by anything else on your local machine and can run stuff on your machine, you probably want to have a token for it. Actually, the inspector does this too. The MCP inspector does this. So anyway, the token, just for funsies, I'll show you. It comes from right here. So when you start the CLI, it creates a brand new token using crypto, hopefully very secure and can't be faked or whatever. And then the parent port comes from a very similar spot. And this is using get port, which if this port isn't available, then it will choose another one. Hot tip, try to figure out what this means in T9. That's not just a random number. Okay, yeah, so we make that request. And then when that response comes back, assuming that the response was good, then we're going to say, hey, Workshop updated, reloading in 2 seconds, and it will trigger a reload. So that's how that works on that side of things. And then here in the CLI, do update. So we're on this side of things, we're going to make sure that we have the options because this is cross-origin, and so that's part of why we're doing that. It occurs to me I could probably make it a little bit more secure by, oh yeah, I do, haha. The only origin that's allowed to make this request is Workshop URL, but you could still wind up with problems, and so I'm going to keep the token. It's not hard to have the token. So yeah, we're going to handle the options request, and then if there's a post, we're going to grab the token from the headers. We're going to make sure that those match. If they don't, then we're going to say, hey, forbidden. And then if they do, we're going to console log the update was requested. We're going to do the update and restart, and then respond with the 200 status okay. Otherwise, we will, we'll send this. Restarted but not ready in time. I'm not sure why that says that. Yeah, this shouldn't say that. I think it should just say unknown error, I think. So anyway, Cool. And then this did finally have success. I wonder if I do this again, if I'm going to have the same problem with the deleting all that stuff. I wonder how bad it is for everybody else, if they're all experiencing this or not. If we do the update, checking for updates, pulling the latest changes, reinstalling dependencies, cleaning up empty exercise directories, and hopefully this doesn't take forever. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I gotta figure out why that's taking so long. Should not be taking so long. So yeah, anyway, that's a long answer to explain how I do the updates. And it's pretty cool. Yeah. I hope that was interesting. Okay, great. Let's see what other questions we got. I hope you enjoyed my very long answer. And walk through. Okay, great. Coming back to office hours now. Aleph, what's up? I ran into an issue with nested form of conform. What I'm trying to retrieve is I will seed some service into database. User will choose via checkbox. They can add price select. Okay. Here, let's open that up while we're waiting. Whoops. I have created a resource route for this form so the components can use onboarding and also in edit page. When user selects one service with price and submits the form, it successfully updates the database. But if they come back and uncheck that service, validation says select this service. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to help without diving really deep into this. So hopefully I don't have to dive too deep into this. So we've got, presumably we're on the home page. Let's just connect. I should be signed in. Why am I not signed in? Okay, great. I'm signed in. Okay. So we got an export default component. Grab our default service. Got our error list. Cool. Get form props from conform. We got our use form. Okay, that all looks good. On validate. So you got some client side validation going on. There. Okay. You got your services. Okay. So let me try this to reproduce the bug. Okay, so you got a resource route. I don't see the resource route that you're talking about. Maybe that's irrelevant. Okay. So I guess I should say I'm answering this now. Answering this on stream now. Man, I don't know why WhisperFlow is taking so long. Goodness, I could have typed that faster. Okay, so then the action parse with solid data. Okay. Okay, so coming back here again. Okay, so where's the database? How are we saving this? We're not saving this. So I can't reproduce this issue. So that's going to be a problem. I won't be able to reproduce, and so I can't save that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't reproduce it, so I want to. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was already unsure that I'd be able to help you debug this without diving really deep, and it would actually be a lot easier if you could just show me. Like come. Oh man, what happened here? Sorry, I was just. So this is why right here. That is why I wasn't sure I wanted to use script. because we're already pretty much maxing out on our memory usage. Yeah, it's just really hard for me to figure out what it is that you're experiencing if I can't reproduce it myself. And even further, like having you walk me through it would be a lot better. So you could make a Loom video and post that. Just make sure to show me everything, all of the code and the whole experience. And maybe I'll be able to help you with that. But yeah, this text is not enough for me to understand what the problem could be. I don't see anything in here that's immediately problematic. Yeah, it seems like it's probably fine. So I don't know. I wish I could be more helpful. There it is. It refreshed. Haha. Latest version. Sorry. Yeah, that's as much as I can offer. Okay. And this is Chessama Man or whatever. Yeah. Chess answering this now. And let's see. I've been using MCP at my company and finding incredible use cases with it across software engineering, sales, marketing, and others. As I've gotten more MCP servers stood up and I've been creating agents to facilitate these servers and tools, the amount of tokens increased significantly. This is really what makes MCP powerful, though. The more context tokens you can supply, the better the output the element is. I disagree with that. It's not necessarily better. You get eventually what's called context rot, where you just have too much context. And so, yeah, I don't think that that's necessarily true, but I think I get what you're trying to say. So far, Sonnet 4 has been incredible with this, but it comes at quite a cost. Pricing for Claude 4 starts at $3 per million input tokens and 15 per million output. I'm generally curious what the best tactic for creating MCP tools that can be used for people in my company without having massive anthropic bill. The data we search against is already indexed, similar concept to RAG. Is there something like hosting an LLM ourselves? Might be best. So yeah, you can definitely host an LLM yourself. You will probably save money, but at a cost of a model that's a little less capable maybe, and a like having to stand up the infra for that and manage that. There are companies that will help you with that, but yeah, you're still going to have to pay for that one way or another. You will probably save money if you do it yourself, but then you have to do it yourself. So in general, this is something that you just need to take a bunch of time and figure out how you can make sure that only the context that is relevant gets included. And that requires, yeah, like handling the data that you're searching to be indexed and make sure that you're only including stuff that's relevant to whatever question that's being asked. Yeah, don't just shove everything into context. The more tokens, the better. That's not necessarily the case. You can really distract LLMs with irrelevant context. So this is like really a matter of optimizing the context that's being used. In my workshops, I use JSON a lot for like the data that's returned. I don't necessarily think that this is the best format, but it works well for what we're doing. And honestly, it works really well with the Epic Workshop MCP server as well. I use JSON for that too. But there are other formats like Markdown in particular that LLMs understand pretty well. And so you might try, and that is also requires less, fewer tokens typically, I think. And so, yeah, if you can somehow represent the information in a better format that's like more terse, that can help. Yeah, but it really comes down to figuring out how to limit the stuff that your tool is returning to just the necessary stuff only. And then it sounds like you're building your own agents and stuff. If there's a way for you to improve your agent such that it only includes the tools that are relevant, and so like you have an agent or an LLM that first evaluates the query against the available tools and just tells you which tool is best. and then and then you can just include tools, or you could have like groupings of tools. Say, tell me like what types of tools would be relevant for this request, and then you can just filter out a bunch of tools and then include all of that in your actual query. That could potentially save on some, like especially in a long conversation. Yeah, there are a lot of little things, and frankly, I've not done this before. What you're doing, I've not done it myself. So I'm just giving you some ideas of what I would try. So I hope that is helpful. Yeah, good luck. Okay, great. That's it. That is all the questions that we have in office hours. I'm going to answer that right now because they are learning and they need... Okay, great. So I don't see any other questions in the chat or in Discord. Nobody's on the Zoom call, so we're going to wrap up. That was a good 45 minutes-ish of chatting. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I hope you had a good time. And for those of you who are in the MCP cohorts, Master MCP, for those of you who are in this, it's been great so far. I hope you've had a really good time, and we'll see you for your office hours tomorrow. Office hours, yeah. We don't put the schedule on the public site. I think it's on the private site, but yeah, you'll get emails and stuff, so no worries. And enjoy the advanced MCP stuff today. It's good stuff. Okay, yeah, sweet. Good luck, Nate. Thank you all, and this has been fun. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.